we are going to look at radial design. So I'd like you to look at this packet, and you can turn to these pages because we're going to talk about radial design. So what is radial design? Radial design starts in the middle and radiates out. So some examples of radial design are flowers, sun, the target, water ripples. Now, you can create a radial design by combining different design elements like lines and shapes, even letters, numbers, images. One type of radial design is called a mandala. Mandala is a Sanskrit word and it means circle. They are radial designs emanating from the center. They emanate from the center. They start in the middle and radiate or emanate out. When you concentrate while you're drawing mandalas or even coloring mandalas, that can be very centering and calming. So yesterday we were doing some Zen doodling, and this is another type of artwork that can be relaxing and calming. So you can use lots of the different patterns in this packet. You can use your own ideas for patterns, and you can draw a mandala here or in any of the circles that are in this little packet, or you can create on a separate piece of paper. So I am actually going to do it on a separate piece of paper. This is drawing paper. So again, this is not the paper that is the thick watercolor paper. This is drawing paper. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fold it on the diagonal. I did not do a perfect job, look at that. It's okay. I'm gonna make this a sharp crease. And you know how I'm gonna make it a sharp crease? I'm gonna take my Sharpie barrel and I'm gonna do this. Now it's sharp. Now I'm gonna unfold it and I'm gonna do the same thing this way. Now, you know what? Don't do that with a colored pencil. Don't do this with a colored pencil. You know why? Because a colored pencil has paint on the barrel and that will rub off onto your paper. So use something that nothing's gonna rub off, like a Sharpie. Okay, now, I'm not going to need this extra piece here. Okay, so you can fold at that spot if you want to, and you can cut this extra part off. Now you can make a bookmark out of this extra piece. Look at that. It's a perfect bookmark for your summer reading. What? What could you do here? You could do a giraffe with Zen tangles inside the spots. Ooh, or a lizard. Ooh, so many things you could do with this. Okay. Now, fold it in half again. Open it up. And one more time. Okay. Now, you have 8 creases. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are like the spokes of a wheel, right? Now, you could cut this into a circle right now, or you can just leave it. You could also do this with thinner paper. You could draw a template and then you could go back in and trace it onto a piece of paper that's flat. Okay, so there's lots of different things you can do. I think I am gonna cut it. I'm gonna fold it up again. Now I'm cutting through how many layers of paper? 8 layers of paper. Is that gonna be super easy? Probably not. I'm gonna cut a cone shape. If I cut a cone shape, when I open it, it will be pretty much a circle. So if you see this, I'm gonna draw a cone. See the cone? Like an ice cream cone? Okay. There we go. Voila! Now, it's not a perfect circle, but it's pretty close. It's pretty good. Okay, now, use design elements from your packet to create. I'm going to use my Sharpie. You can use anything. I'm using a Sharpie because you can see it, okay? You can use color. You can use your colored markers. You can use literally anything you want. I'm going to start by creating 4 lines. Do you have to create lines? No. You can create any shapes. Now this one's longer than the other ones, so I'm gonna go back in and make them all similar length. I'm gonna do something different on these spokes. Looks like petals. Now, it doesn't have to be a flower. A lot of times they do end up looking like flowers because flowers are radial designs. But it doesn't have to be a flower. Okay, now just come up with more lines and more shapes and add on. You just keep on building. You don't have to think very hard about this. This is why it's so relaxing. You can just kind of go with whatever comes to mind. And whatever I'm doing to one, I'm doing to the others so that it is radial design, okay? And it's going to be symmetrical or close to symmetrical. See, maybe I'll make these bigger. You can turn it as you go. Now, if you are drawing with Sharpie on a nice table, this is my work table and I don't mind getting marker on it because it's my designated art table, but you might want to take a piece of scrap paper and put it underneath your paper. This is what I use this for. I've been using this for months, this one piece of paper, and then it does kind of protect my table. So always take good care of your workspace, and of course take good care of your home. It's not too hard to just put a piece of paper underneath and then you're not going to stain the tabletop with Sharpie. So I'm just going in and adding more and more shapes. They can be big, like this, or they can be small. Ooh, look, that's not symmetrical. Dun, dun, dun. Now, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna even that out this way. That's more symmetrical. So I'm kind of correcting it a little bit. Ooh, this one's not quite right either. That's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. It is still a radial design because it starts in the center and radiates out. Now, do you think I need something inside here? Maybe just some little dots. I'm not thinking too much about this, okay? I'm just seeing a space and quickly making a decision about what to add in. If you get stuck, or if you want to really think about each thing that you draw, each shape, then maybe look at some reference images. You can look at the packet that I gave you that has so many resources in it. You could even look at the portrait packet that we were looking at last week. You could actually make a radial design of portraits. So you can combine different elements. Try to do something that's going to make yours interesting to you and unique to you. So maybe what's a special interest you have, or maybe your favorite colors. You can always make gifts. So you could think about somebody that you love that you want to surprise with a very special gift, and think about how you would make a radial design for that person. This is almost like a cursive, isn't it? Maybe I should go with that. Should I go with the idea of cursive? Maybe I will do that. Ooh. Loopy lines. Did you notice they're not exactly symmetrical? That's okay. Now, if I wanted to make this completely symmetrical, there is a way to do that, okay? And there's directions on how to do that. Here. So this is the Kaleidoscope Names sheet, okay? And what you can do is you can fold it and then only draw in one area. And then you can trace it a whole bunch of different times. And what you'll end up with is a symmetrical, pretty close to perfect, symmetrical design. Okay, so you can do it with names. You can also do it with shapes. Okay, so letters are really just lines and shapes. So you can use those as a design element, which we are going to be doing later this week. Okay, so this is what I've got. I can keep on adding to it. Then I can go in and color it. What else can you do with it? What would you do with this? Would you add poetry? Would you make it into a letter? It could turn into a stained glass window. What else could it turn into? What are your ideas? Do this, take a picture of it, make sure you take a picture straight up and down with your iPad, post it on Seesaw, and then please comment about your classmates' work. Give them compliments, tell them what it reminds you of, all positive good things. I can't wait to see what you do.